It has been an interesting summer. It has been a very long summer. Does that look better or worse? There have been some very high highs, there have been some very low lows. Like all phases of life, I was very much looking forward to this one, and now that it's nearing its end, I'm very much looking forward to bidding it goodbye. I'm ready for it to be autumn. I'm happy for it to be autumn. Don't know if I'm quite ready for it to be dark all the time again, but such is life. About an hour ago, at 6 o'clock on Sunday the 14th of September, I've decided that this is my new year. And what? I have free will. I feel like a lot of things are changing again. This past month and a half especially has been pretty bad, but I'm feeling inspired to change that. I find it hard to get myself in the right mindset. I'm very easily made down, and I'm kind of bored of that. Kind of over it. Let's move on. I was watching an Addison Rae interview where she literally just said I don't like being sad, I want to have a good time. I don't like being in a bad mood. I was like, damn, that's real. Wish that were me. Truly wish I could say I love to be happy. But you know what, we can make these dreams a reality. So yeah, this is day one of the not giving a fuck war. This is day one of being joyful. This is day one of not being overwhelmed by everything that I have learned, realized, read about, thought about over the past 3 months, and instead just taking small steps, a little bit at a time, because doing something is better than doing nothing. I've been kind of stuck in this perfectionism cycle thing, realizing something that I'd like to change or improve on, and knowing that simultaneously there's all of these things that I'd like to improve and change, and I also need to find fucking acceptance and shit and love and care for myself and the world and other people, and constantly feeling like I can't do either of those things right. I'm not doing either of those things right. I don't know how to do it all. Yes, I should be taking a small step, but even that was feeling futile because it felt like there was no perfect first step to take and not actually be a thing that may in and of itself change, because it's simply the first step or a small step on a continuing journey, and each step doesn't always mean a permanent change. It just sometimes means slightly better than where you were before. I am unfortunately someone that is actually very affected by the weather and the seasons, as pretty much everyone, if not most people are. And in the second half of the summer, I really started to feel like the way that I was feeling and the things that I actually needed to do that were beneficial to me were not congruent with the fun summer vibe. Going out and doing things, making the most of the good weather, going out with friends. I have just moved somewhere where I don't know anyone. I don't have any friends. I didn't have a routine yet because my job was starting in September. I literally had no money. And there were a lot of things going on up in the old dome. I really needed to sit with and process and think about where I am with regards to that, and what my next steps were going to be. Weirdly, now that it's kind of becoming autumn, thankfully within myself I'm starting to feel cozier, and I'm not letting myself down by doing those things, even though realistically I shouldn't have felt that way anyway. But here we are, nobody's perfect, and I will be sick of autumn and winter in a few months' time. Right now it is feeling like a little bit of a hug. The fact that I'm working again is definitely taken the financial burden that was weighing on me off my mind. And slowly but surely all of these things are starting to feel possible, feasible again, and I'm really starting to let go a little bit of the perfectionist idea of those things and just actually take a fucking small step. Just trying to do very slightly better than the last time. I was driving myself literally insane about how I couldn't ethically, perfectly do anything. It felt like I've been seeing a lot lately the idea, I think it was in an Anna Howard video, that like self-awareness does not just mean being critical of yourself and what you need to change and what you need to do. It can also be reflecting on what you are and positive attributes you do have and you do bring and you do, taking a step to make something 1% better, 0.0001% better is worth it. I don't want to be in this fucking productive like grind set. Everything needs to be fucking 110% or it's worthless. I will be giving my 0.010%. I will be adding that on and I will be happy with that because it was very slightly more than I was doing before, and sometimes more is not always best. Okay, capitalism. And yeah, I'll be stunning and daring and brave and say that sometimes less is more. And that's where I'm kind of at. Less is more. Small, minuscule fucking steps. Doing something is better than doing nothing and being nihilistic about it. To do nothing would be the worst possible thing to do. To buy nothing, however.
I also just want to be clear that with the phrase doing something is better than doing nothing, like sometimes doing nothing is the doing something, right? Like doom scrolling, for example. It actually is better to stare at a fucking wall and do nothing and be bored than it is to scroll through 150 TikToks or Reels or whatever. Not to sound like a ancient person with one foot in the grave. Sometimes resting, actually fucking resting, not fake consumerist self-care resting, is the doing something. I just want to be clear that I'm not trying to say that phrase in a productivity grind set 100% do something every day kind of vibe. That's truly not what I'm going for. I just feel like in terms of saving the planet and saving our own brains and improving a sense of community and the way that we live our lives, yes, it requires things to change, like choices need to be fucking made. Sometimes the choice is to not do something, and that is in itself an act of doing something against, I don't know, a fucking power that is, for example. I just wanted to clarify that was included in my personal definition of doing something is better than doing nothing.
Small maintainable changes to whatever that is. Something you're doing, something you're consuming, something you're creating. That is what I want. And I want to be happy. Like, I want to be joyful, crazy. Caring is better than not caring. I want to care about myself. I want to care for other people, and I do, but I want to be better at that. I want to be a less sad and angry person. I have spent a lot of time being sad and angry and disappointed and doing the things I don't want to fucking be doing shit that I don't fucking care about and doesn't align with my values or what I want, the life that I want to be creating. And I'm kind of feeling it's about damn time that I start living to those values. I'm awful for being like,
as soon as this thing changes or as soon as this thing happens, everything's gonna be fucking solved.
Or I discover a new thing and I'm like,
yes, this is the thing that was wrong. Changing this one thing is gonna make everything else better.
No. Just because I'm no longer living the life that I was 6 months ago, that felt so deeply at odds with anything I wanted out of life or anything I wanted to be doing. I was desperate to be away from that life. And now that I am, it doesn't automatically mean everything is fixed and I'm now able to live in a way that completely aligns with what I want to be and how I want to be living, and even my own fucking values, because the dome likes to work against me. She is the saboteur. I've been hearing Lena Norms say in a few of her videos recently, do not let the perfect be the enemy of the good. In conclusion, I think my intentions for my new year. The vibes are love, gentle, curious, creative. Although I'm kind of starting to hate that word, but I don't really have a better / more specific word. Acceptance, joy. I'll say it. Stunning and brave. I'm off to hang the washing up and then make a fucking mood board, because why not? I think that would be cute, and I'm going to make it look nice and put some nice inspirational quotes on it for myself. Goodbye.